y'all, so you have decided to move to Columbus, but you need to figure out where to live. We have a ton of golf communities here in the Columbus area, so let's go ahead and check them out and see if it's for you. Hi there, thanks for tuning in. This is MaryChris Williams with the MCW Home Group with eXp Realty. I welcome you to my Living in Columbus channel, where it is going to be all things about the Columbus area, anything you could possibly want to know if you're relocating here. We're going to go deep dives into neighborhoods, the cost of living, what it actually feels like, what the communities feel like. But before we dive into golf course communities today, would you please take a moment and go ahead and like my channel, subscribe so you can get updates every time a new video is posted every week. Alright, so you decided you might want to live in a golf community. What do I mean by a golf community and the ones that I'm going to talk about today? First off, we're going to focus on the northwest suburbs of Columbus. So these communities that I'm going to talk about, there's going to be 5 that I'm going to go over, are going to be all the way from about 30 minutes, a 30-minute drive into downtown to about 15-minute drive. So that's kind of the geographic area that I'm going to talk about. And the communities that I'm going to talk about are pretty substantial in sizes. We're talking full course, 18-hole golf courses, several homes. The majority of them are going to have homes, condos that are either detached or more like a villa, which is completely detached. And a lot of them are going to have clubhouses with pools, tennis courts, fitness facilities, nurseries. So it's kind of the all-encompass of what you would think of a golf course community. So let's go ahead and first talk about the first one, which is called Northstar. This is going to be the one that is furthest away from downtown Columbus. So it has a little bit of a country feel. Growth is absolutely going up that way. It's more north of Columbus in a city which is called Sunbury, in the southern part of Delaware County, which is one of the fastest growing counties in Ohio. And that's going to tell you that there's a lot of growth going up that way. Right now, it's a little more secluded feeling, a little more country feeling, but there is growth going that way. It's right off of 270 and where 71 meets. I'll throw a map up here so you can kind of take a look at it. The population of Sunbury is about 5,500 right now, but it is growing. And then the schools, if you are in the Northstar community, the schools are assigned to Buckeye Valley. Now, the Northstar community was actually the Parade of Homes site in 2014, and you'll see when you're coming to Columbus and looking that every year we have a Parade of Homes, and it's typically focused in one new neighborhood where new builds are being built. And in 2014, Northstar was where that happened. There are 1,300 home sites that are located in Northstar. They are still building there. So this is one of the golf communities in which there's still lots, and you still can do a new build if that's kind of the route you want to go. Some of these other ones that we're going to talk about are already established, and there won't be any new build opportunities in them. So in this neighborhood, there are going to be condos. You're going to have single family homes, like 3 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms. Then you're going to get up to the larger single family homes, which have about 5 or more bedrooms, 5,000 square feet. So generally speaking, price-wise, we're talking about a condo is going to be about $350,000 to the $425,000 $5,000 range. Now when we go up to a single family home, maybe on the smaller range, something around 3,000 square feet, 3 to 4 bedroom, we are going to be in that price point of about high fours, mid fours, up to the high fives. When we get into the 5-bedroom homes, 5,000 square feet finish, we are going to be bumping that up primarily, right under $700,000 to the $800,000 price point. There are a handful of builders. You'll notice in this community, there are certain builders that have the privilege of building in the communities. One is Fisher Homes. It is Schottenstein Homes. It is Virginia Homes. It is P&D Homes. And then the fifth one is Rockford Homes. So out of those, the most custom home builder that you're going to find is P&D, and they're the custom home builder that you can go ahead and literally draw your plan on a piece of paper, bring it in, and they will build that for you. And those are the homes that are going to be the higher price point. The rest of the home builders are somewhat production home builders, semi-custom home builders, in which there are typical floor plans. You can adjust slightly, not a lot, but you're going to see the traditional homes, 2 stories, ranch style, 5-level splits, which I find pretty amazing. I didn't really know what those were until we moved to Columbus, Ohio. They're real big here, and how it is, I think it's fabulous when you have little kids or teenagers, because you kind of can expand your living area. A 5-level split is you walk in and you have your main level, you have your kitchen, you have your great room, your office, your dining room, however it may be. Then you go up maybe 5 stairs, and then you're going to have your master level. So that's kind of the second level. You have your master level, your bathroom, maybe the laundry room. You go up another 10 stairs. Then you're going to have the upstairs, which is going to be a traditional upstairs. You have your maybe possibly bonus room. You have your 2-3 bedrooms, the Jack and Jill bathroom. So that's the 3rd level. And if you come back down to the main level, you're going to go down like 5 stairs, and that is going to be typically, it can be another playroom, it can be the theater room, it can be the adult hangout room, and then you go down more stairs. That's going to be your 5th level, which is the normal basement. So it's really neat because it gives you different levels and you're more connected than a traditional 2-story. And you're going to find a lot of those specifically in Fisher Homes and in Rockford. Now let's go on to our second golf course community. I'm actually going to lump 2 golf courses and 2 separate communities into one because they are actually owned by the same group. This is going to take us into Powell, and Powell is one of the another northwest suburb of the Columbus area. You're about 20 minutes or so outside of downtown. And the 2 communities we are going to talk about here are going to be Gulf Village, and we're going to talk about Scioto Reserve. Let's talk about Gulf Village first. So if we're in Powell, Gulf Village spans over a huge area. It is kind of the northern side of Powell. It's going to be Sawmill. It's going to be from about Seldom Seen all the way to Home Road a little. There's some that are past Home Road. And you're going to go all the way from Riverside to Liberty. So it is, as you can see on this map, it spans a pretty big spot. The country club that is in Gulf Village is Kinsale, and it is an extremely active country club. You have, how many tennis courts are there? There are 1, 2, 3 outdoor tennis courts. There's 2 pools with slides, diving boards. They have playgrounds. They have a spa in Kinsale. They have a workout facility. They have lots of things like gingerbread house making. They have Halloween parties. They have 4th of July parties. It is a very active country club. The golf course that is at Kinsale is 18 holes. It is a private golf course. It was developed and designed by Arthur Hills. Kinsale, when you're going around, there's lots of paths. It's kept up very well. There's picket fences. It's very well manicured. There's paths you can ride your bike around to, connecting the neighborhoods. And the thing about Kinsale, there are actually 17 different neighborhoods that make up Gulf Village. So you're going to have the estates off Rutherford's, you're going to have the estates, you're going to have the Willows, you're going to have some condo neighborhoods. So there is a variety of types of living depending on what you want. You will be able to find it in there. There are 1,200 home sites. There are some areas that they're still building, but the majority of Gulf Village was built between 14 to 10 years ago. So that is going to be the types of homes that you are going to be finding there. A lot of the homes have one owner homes, so when they're turning over, there may be some updates that need to be done. There are a lot of custom homes that are in Gulf Village, specifically in the estate sections. So price point, what are you looking at? If we're looking at condo to maybe a smaller 2 to 3 bedroom home, you are going to be in the probably the mid to high threes up to about 450 is where you're going to be in some of those neighborhoods. When you start getting into the bigger homes, I would say the average and median home price is going to be in the 5s. Now, if you get into some of the more custom built homes, you definitely are going to bump up your price point to about $7 to over $1 million in this neighborhood, specifically around the estates, which is closer to the country club and has some amazing golf course views. Kinsale and Gulf Village is assigned to Olentangy schools, so you will be going to Olentangy schools. Now, their sister club, which is just a little farther north, is what is called Scioto Reserve. So Scioto Reserve is a slightly larger than Gulf Village with about 200 more home sites. It does have its own clubhouse. It's another golf course, which is private, 18 holes. It is typically par 3s and par 5s on that, par 3s and par 4s on that golf course. In the country club, it is not as big as the country club that is at Kinsale, but it does have 2 pools. It has great banquet rooms. They hold a lot of weddings there. They have some outdoor bonfires that they hold during the summer, fire pits. The one nice thing about the pool, they actually have an adult-only pool with a swim-up bar, which we really don't have any of those anywhere else in the northwest suburbs here, so that is a plus. If you, in fact, do join either of those country clubs, Kinsale or Scioto Reserve, you are able to go to either one, which is really nice. The homes in Scioto Reserve are moderately priced. Again, you're going to have your condos. The majority of the condos in Scioto Reserve are attached. Say the price point average is going to be the high 3s to some single family homes, which are going to be at the higher point about a little slightly in the low 5s. So that's the price point. Really nice finishes. These homes are going to be a little older than the Gulf Village homes, as the first home site was built in 2001. So we're looking at 20 year plus some of the homes. So some of them have been updated. Some of them, if you get them, are going to need to be updated. There is one community that a custom home builder, which is called Compass Homes, just built some land and is making it part of Scioto Reserve. They're going to have 14 home sites, and home sites range the larger lots typically than what you're going to find in Scioto Reserve, but the larger lots of like 0.5 to 0.75 acres, and those homes are probably going to be the most expensive in Scioto Reserve, as they are going to be a custom home builder. They've just started construction on those, and there are available lots, and they are building a spec home. So if you're interested in maybe a new build that's a custom home on a golf course, contact me and I can get you more information on the Compass home area at Scioto Reserve. Typically the lots in both Scioto Reserve and Golf Village are going to be a little bit on the smaller side. Average is going to be about 0.23 to 0.33 acres. Okay, now we're going to move over to the third golf course community in Powell, which is Wedgewood. And I absolutely adore Wedgewood. I think it is one of the prettiest communities, not only when I'm talking about golf, but in the northwest suburbs. It is in Powell. It does have Olentangy schools. And what I find, why it's so pretty, is there's actually rolling hills. There's tons of trees. It's a gorgeous golf course. It's in a prime location, which is you're really close to Dublin, you're close to downtown, you have access to everything off of Sawmill in Powell, and you have easy access to Riverside, which you can go into the city. So Wedgewood is actually one of the smaller neighborhoods, golf communities that I'm going to talk about. There's only 400 home sites, so that also gives it more of an intimate feel. Like I said, winding roads. One thing to note is there are no sidewalks in Wedgewood. So if you have kids, I know that kind of sometimes makes a difference, but there's not a lot of drive-through traffic. The roads are pretty wide, so you will see a lot of people walking their dogs, kids riding bikes on a lot of the streets within Wedgewood, and there's a couple main streets that go through Wedgewood, but offshooting all of them are all these cul-de-sacs. So you have a ton of cul-de-sacs that are perfect and kind of off of the main area when you get into the neighborhood. Wedgewood has a sprawling country club. It has a pool. It has an indoor tennis facility during the winter, and it also has several tennis courts. The golf course was built in the 90s and is considered one of the most challenging golf courses in central Ohio. It is a private golf course. The golf course was designed by Robert Trent. And home prices. What are you going to find in home prices? There are several different areas in Wedgewood. You're going to have some condos that are attached. You're going to have some villas, which are maintenance-free homes that are not attached. And then you're going to have your single-family homes. And these are going to range from $400,000 to up to $1.5 million and above, depending on the homes. There's some extremely large homes in Wedgewood. We're talking 8,000 square feet, 10,000 square feet. The architecture, all the homes are custom, so none of them look the same. There's a lot of different architecture. You're going to have a little larger lots in Wedgewood than you're going to have in the other golf communities that I've already talked about. So these lots on average are going to be about 0.5 up to about 0.75. These homes, no new builds. So typically speaking, if you're looking for a home in Wedgewood, you are going to be purchasing an older home that is 20 years, 15 years with a lot of character and a lot of custom trim details. A lot of the homes are going to need to be renovated. However, we are seeing a turn right now that people are renovating them and then would be selling them. If you come across a home that's for sale that has been renovated, expect to pay a higher price point because there's not a lot of them in there. But it truly is a gorgeous neighborhood, and I would love to show you through it if you come and decide that Powell is the area in which you would want to live. All right, now we're going to talk about the fourth golf course community that I'm highlighting. We're just going to another city, Dublin, not too far, right over the river, about 3 minutes, neighboring Powell, so 3 minutes away. And we're going to talk about Muirfield. If you're a golfer, you know where Muirfield is. And since 1976, it's actually been the home of the Memorial Tournament, which is a PGA tournament. The golf course in the community was designed by Jack Nichols. Muirfield is the largest of the golf course communities, in which I'm going to talk about, with over 8,000 residents. So it's huge. And what's really nice, even though it is a big community, the one thing that I love and the residents love about Muirfield are the paths. There are bike paths. Let me see how many miles. I can't even remember. 29 miles to be exact, of bike paths that connect all the neighborhoods. And you can go to school and get to school on some of the bike paths. You'll see in the morning some of the kids going and riding their bikes or walking. You'll see people jogging. They connect to, there's different parks in Muirfield that they connect to. There it connects to the pool access. There's several pools, there's several tennis courts. It's spread out, but you can get to everything and you don't even need your car within the neighborhood. So home prices. We've got, with it being so large, there is a diverse array of home types. So we have condos, we have big condos, we have small condos, we have detached condos, we have attached condos, we have villas, we have single family homes that are 3,000 square feet, we have single family homes that are 12,000 square feet. We have pools, some homes that have pools, some homes that have their own tennis courts. So if you want Dublin to be your home, with the schools in Dublin, Ohio, you really need to check out Muirfield, because there's something for everyone. The homes, the majority of the homes were built in the 70s and 80s. However, there's a lot of them that have been renovated, and they've been renovated fabulously. Some really nice renovations. It's an established neighborhood with mature trees. They have over 250 acres of common area. Price ranges on these homes, you're going to vary, because there's so many different types. Not only different sizes, different types of home, different styles, but also where they're located. Because if you think about it, some of these homes are located on the tournament golf course, which you're going to see the PGA tournament. There's huge parties at some of these homes because you're right on the golf course. You have memorial parties. So for example, there is one that's listed right now for $5 million. So you can find some homes in the 400 price range, in the 300 price range. Then when you get going on the golf courses, you are going to definitely bump that up. Some of them, depending on what hole and which golf course, 500,000, all the way up to, like what I said, $5 million. But it really is a great neighborhood, and if you come and visit, you definitely want to put that on your list of somewhere to drive through, so you can get a feel and understand why so many people call it their home and love that area. Alright, so the last neighborhood we're going to talk about is still going to be in Dublin, and it is called Ballantrae. And Ballantrae has kind of the feel of an Irish countryside. It's very pretty. It has an 18-hole links golf course. It has lots of flowing grass that normally comes with a links golf course. It has a ton of hand-stacked limestone, stone walls around. It really has that quaint cobblestone feel. I'll show you a picture of the clubhouse, and it's just very pretty. Kind of, they go off trying to make you feel like you're in Ireland. It has its own splash pad, which is pretty neat for the kids. Lots of green space, with 640 acres of green space to be exact, and it has 10 neighborhoods within it. So you're going to again find some condos. There are a lot of maintenance-free condos in Ballantrae, and those are the homes that are not attached, and you don't have to take care of your grass, your landscaping, your snow removal, anything like that. Then you're going to find the single family homes as well. There are a total of nearly 1,100 home sites, and how that is broken down, let me take a look at my notes. It is 677 single family homes, 322 condos. So this one actually has a lot of condos as compared to the other golf communities that we talked about, and 90 of those villas in which I was talking about. So it's a really good mix of different types of housing. Housing in here is going to range from about the 300 high threes all the way up into the 800s. The one interesting thing about Ballantrae is it is in Dublin, but it is assigned to Hilliard schools. So just so you know, when you get in there, the schools that are going to be assigned to those homes are going to be Hilliard. But it really, again, is a very pretty neighborhood. It's a little newer than Muirfield, which we talked about, and it's more in lines with Golf Village, about 10 to 14, 12 years old. Some are more like 8 years old, so they're a little newer. You won't have as many updates if you are looking to move in. So I hope this gave you a good feel of what some of the golf communities are like here in the Columbus area. If you are looking to move here, please reach out, shoot me a text. If you think one of these neighborhoods fits what you're looking for, I can give you a ton of information more specifically on the types of lifestyles in those neighborhoods, types of coming soon listings, anything like that. Shoot me an email. The MCW Home Group would love to help you. And be sure, before you go, please go ahead and click the subscribe button. Like this video if you learned something new, and I look forward to